We are recording. Hi, Elisa. I'm glad you guys are here. So again, those of you who really are facing, and I'm going to put osteoporosis in my my short description of my classes on my YouTube thing, because when people are searching for ideas of how to manage osteoporosis, maybe they will hone in on it. So, you know how so one of the elements of helping you manage osteoporosis and or back issues is the benefit that they've shown. Instead of just walking straight forward like this, which we do, which is fine, and backward walking, and you see I only am doing a few steps, right? How about let's do this? Let's cross over. Let's cross back and let's cross over. Now, when you cross over, especially if you have lower back issues, hip issues, osteoporosis issues, plantar fasciitis issues, okay? When you turn, when you cross over, you need to be very circumspect or very thoughtful about how you're going to do that. Because if you step over and you're not really thinking about it and you're dropping your center of gravity by softening your knees, when you overbalance or underbalance in this move, it's going to send you like this, which is okay, but you got to pull out of it, right? Number one, this is a great way to gently warm up, but you got to think about what you're doing, okay? You have to drop your shoulders. You have to tighten in your tummy. A lot of osteoporosis management, and any of you who are doing any investigating in some of these resources that's out there, especially Meek's method, you're going to see something repeated over and over, and you've heard it here forever, and almost to the point where you're going, oh, yeah, Judy. Lining up, alignment. That's what that means. Lining your spine up. Every time you take a step, every time you ambulate, every time you're sitting in a chair, and you may say, oh, that wears me out. And I'm saying, well, that's the point, isn't it? To get some exercise going. Yeah, I'm not contagious or anything. So it's me and my dog. So you notice something. I'm doing this repeatedly, and I've added a arm extension. So a front back arm extension. Let me warn you, when you go too fast, this is our warm up. This is our warm up for a lot of things. Lifting is going to be one of them. Osteoporosis management, yes. Spinal stenosis management, yes. Replace joints, yes. So the thing of it is as you're doing this, you want to be conscious of your breathing. Some of you hold your breath, okay? So again, big deep breath. And when you take that big deep breath, as you're working along here repeatedly, you'll notice you'll need to, you say, oh man, I'm short of breath. No, you just need to take a big deep breath because you are starting to warm up, okay? And we're working low with our hands, not up above our armpit. And we're keeping our chin tucked. And every time I cross over and I soften my knee, both of them, I keep my feet on the floor right now, okay? Take a breath. When you put your hands out like that, you drop your shoulders. You pull your chin, close your mouth, meaning put your teeth together. Why do I tell you to do that? Because every time I say to lower your chin, I see people do this. They open their mouth and lower their chin. I want you to do a retraction move. So that means going back. So that means put your teeth together and pull the chin down and back. Okay? So I'm going to keep doing this, and then I'm going to do some walking backward. A couple more. Now, when you take a breath, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to lift your shoulders? You know, I want you to take a breath, number one. So don't get too nuts about it. But if you can do diaphragmatic breathing, that would be great. That means when I breathe in, my diaphragm pushes out like a balloon. And then I push into my diaphragm and it forces the air out. Exhale. So breathe in, blow the balloon up. Exhale, push the balloon out. Okay? So here we go now. I'm going to go bring my foot up, back, back, back. All right? I have my chair pretty close here because I'm going to turn around and walk around the chair. See, my chair is here, and I'm just going to go around the chair. Maybe once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. And I want you to notice something. I have my hand on the chair. I have my shoulders down. I'm treading lightly as I'm walking around the chair. Now I'm going to walk around the other way. Why am I doing that? Because some of us avoid going around like this because it gets us dizzy. The dizziness is the problem only when you lose your balance. Okay? So go slowly, look at a fixed object, then look at a fixed object, then look at a fixed object, and you will not get as dizzy as quickly. Now, once you've done that 3 or 4 times around, 3 or 4 times the other way, put your hands on the chair back, soften the knees, okay? Soften the knees, and you hip hinge. So I'm going to soften, drop my shoulders, hip hinge, and now I'm going to go into my toes. So one of the big deals today is I'm going to hit points, yes, of osteoporosis and all those other issues. However, there's lots of people that have foot neuropathy, okay? So I'm going to show you some things that will help you manage it, all right? And it will just help get the circulation going. So the neuropathy happens with, nerve disconnect. But see, when you don't move and you don't feel that, you start losing circulation, okay? So see what I'm doing? This is very simple. But man, if you have it, anytime you have a chair or you have a wall, you can do something to help your feet neuropathy. Do you know what I'm doing? I'm contracting, I'm lifting my heels, my knees are soft, my tummy's tight, my shoulders are down, but the one that's really important and the one that we avoid is this one. See how I pushed into my heels and I pulled my toes up? It's a very important move because in neuropathy, you start to not feel your feet and you start to lose circulation, and pretty soon you have what we call toe dropping. When you have toe dropping, you've got falling, okay? So that's why if you have neuropathy, it's really good to use an assistive device. I'll call it a walking pole, okay? In fact, I'll get one here, but I'm putting my hands on my chair right now, and I'm simply rocking back and forth. If you find yourself standing in a line or, I don't know, waiting for something, don't just stand there. Do something that will get blood into those feet, which means oxygen, okay? Which means a lot of stuff. So do this little foot lifting, toe lifting, heel lifting. That's it. Toe lifting, heel lifting. But set yourself down and do a little hip hinge, okay? And keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. See that? Yeah. Take a breath. So this one especially, toe lifting, Yeah. So you go into your heels, you toe lift. You're going to feel it in the front of your shin. All right. And we're going to do this in a minute, and we're going to do it with weights on us. Okay. And we can do one at a time if you need to hang on, or you can do it against the wall or whatever. Okay. So we've done multiple ones of these, right? Then I'm standing back here. So now I'm going to get a very important lift. I've got my hands here, and I'm just going to bring my knee right here. Okay. And what I want you to notice right now is when you start to bring your knee up, do you round or flex right here, right in your lower back, mid to lower back? Take a breath. Take a breath. Drop, soften your knees, drop your shoulders. Bring that knee up. And if you are rounding your back, my guess is you haven't bent your knee, because something has to give somewhere when you do a knee lift like this, especially this high, okay? So drop your shoulders, tummy tight, rib cage up, soften the knee, bring that up, and notice if you round your back. I don't want you to round your back. I want you to maintain neutral spine, which means several gentle curves in your spine, okay? So you have to bend your knee, okay? Just like that. Now we're going to do this very move in just a moment, seated, and it's specifically to help you with feet neuropathy. Also, keeping in mind the osteoporosis issue. So see how I'm bringing this up right here? See, 90 degrees. Some of you are going to find that challenging. Some of you might find it too easy. Great. Either way, no problem. We'll work with whatever it is. But as you're lifting and shifting, especially for osteoporosis people, I'm going to do the next move, which is going to be crossing midline with a flexed hip knee. See how I'm going to turn? Okay, that's a big deal for people with osteoporosis and or spinal stenosis. Okay? Very important that you keep your knee soft, your knee joint soft. So here comes right here. This is where, if you round your back, you're going to feel a little tinge. I don't want you to feel that. I want you to work your core muscles, which is what we're doing, gently. In order to do that, you got to keep breathing. Okay? See here? I'm going to cross right here. Yeah. My knee has to stay soft. So these are movements that are very important to continue to be able to do. So I'm using a chair to assist, and I'm doing this repeatedly as I'm now working into the main body of the exercise program today. Take a breath. So I'm looking at my woods, at all the pretty colors in the fall. Yeah, it's quite the month. Here we go. Take a breath. Keep your shoulders down. Do 2 more. Are you ready? So again, we're doing this very classic move that I like to start to help people with their gait, which is an exaggerated knee lift. Oh, they're with my doorbell. Sorry, I hope it didn't scare you. And then you come back and down. I don't know what they bark at. Oh my gosh. Okay, see how I turn? Yeah. When you do this repeatedly, and let's say you did this to get really stronger, and you put a weight on your ankle, leg weight, wow, you're going to be feeling it about right now. So before we do the next move, sitting, and before we start picking up our weights, we're going to wake up our gluteal, okay? That's kind of important. So I'm going to go step back first. See that? Now I'm going to drop my shoulders, soften this knee. Okay, the supporting leg. Okay, drop your shoulders again, take a breath, bend at the knee, and act like you're going to pull your heel to your hip. This is a very good pairing of what we just did, okay? So put the other leg back, focus right here, drop down, okay, take a breath, diaphragm if you can. Here we go, pull that heel to your hip. No, you're not going to maybe reach your hip. That's not the point. The point is get the right position. Okay, drop your shoulders. Yes. Step back. Yes. Soften your knee. Yes. Support with his tummy. Now, squeeze your gluteal. Now bring that heel to the hip. Okay, follow that progression because that's kind of an important thing. Then we can do a tap down and a tap down, drop our shoulders, a tap down, a tap down, a tap down, breath, tap down, and then bring it back in, okay? So you're pumping fresh blood, fresh oxygen all into and getting these muscles on board, so to speak, okay? So we'll do the other one for a repeated pump right there. So see, it's back here. Drop your shoulders, okay? Push down gently on your hands, tightening your tummy, yeah? See, the reason I'm saying all this is because I know my audience. I have a lot of little green slugs out there, and you just kind of forget things. I understand that. So that's why I'm setting you up every time we do a move that we need to do back re-education in order to do the move correctly. That's why I keep going over these things, okay? Take a breath, drop your shoulders, pull that heel, tap, pull that heel. Make sure this knee is soft. Drop your shoulders, keep your chin tucked. Breath, 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 breath. Bring it back in. Okay, listen. If you don't have time to do anything besides walk around the chair and then do a move, do this one. See that we did? And then set yourself up and do this one. You will help yourself immeasurably by getting these muscles innervated and working with you. And it requires your back muscle at the same time. Now, we're going to do one move, sitting in a chair. And you notice I'm pushing my chair closer to my couch. So I'm going to step right here. This is our first squat of the day. And it's a high one for me. See, what did I do? I not only put one, I put two of these pads together. How cool is that? See, that raises me up, and I can actually swing my legs. So now I know what it feels like for all of my people, I call you my people, that are fun-sized. Every time you sit on a chair, you swing your legs. Well, I don't have that feeling, so I have to set up on these things. So I'm just saying there's benefit, okay? Because if you can swing your feet, I went over this with Carol because she has knee issues and she wanted to do strengthening of her quads and not hurt her knee. Well, this is one of the best things to do. Put a leg weight on your ankle and then swing it up. See that? So I'm going to sit back. See how I'm opening right here? Okay, so hip hinge forward, hip hinge back a little. And you want to sit back because you want to swing those legs with your toe up. See this? This is a great move. We used to sit and swing our legs all the time when we were kids, and we quit doing it. I don't know why. So you can either hang on here, you can put your hands here, but if you can do this, and if you can put even a 2-pound leg weight on your ankle, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? You're not going to go fast, but if you will pull this up and just contract your quad, you don't even have to, in fact, I don't want you to lock your knee. I want you to use your muscle the whole time. So see, I can either hang on here, take a breath. When you take a breath, do that diaphragm, okay? Keep your toe up. Here's what I want you to notice as we're doing this move, and this is specifically for help with neuropathy. You put your toe up like this, and then you point, flex, point, flex. Do it about 3 or 4 times, then bring it back. See, I opened here, so my back is extended. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Okay, bring it back. Take a breath. Take a breath. Go ahead and raise your shoulders if you need to, but then put your hands right here. Take a breath and make those fingers come apart. And then, okay, here I go. I'm going to swing my leg. And see, I put this up here so I can swing my legs. And again, some of you out there don't have to put anything there at all because you're fun-sized. You swing your legs all the time. All right? I hope you're finding the humor. I think of this, you know who I think of? I think of Connie. Remember her, Connie? Connie Gray. She used to love these jokes about her being fun-sized. Anyway, notice what I'm doing. See, I'm talking to you. I want you to keep doing this move. And every time you come up here, keep your knees soft and you point, flex, point, flex. Bring her back down. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Breath, point, flex, point, flex. Keep your toes up. Okay, so why am I having you keep your toes up as you're coming down? Yeah, I'm wanting you to get that tibialis anterior really working right here, okay? But I'm opening at the hip. I'm leaning back. Point, flex, keep the knee soft. Yeah, keep the knee soft so that you use your muscles. If you don't keep the knee soft, I can tell you, you'll have strange little sensation pains right here because you're locking out. Don't lock out. I want this to be getting your attention, not this, okay? That's a big difference. And all you have to do is soften your knee a little bit. Take a breath, diaphragm out, in. See, I'm just going to come up and come up. Point, flex, come up, point, flex, come up, lean back, lean back. Listen, you can do this to help yourself so much with neuropathies, okay? When you do this kind of a move, and you can do circles, but especially this, you can do this all through the day. You can do it anytime you're sitting down. You can do it if you're at a meeting. See, they'll never know what's happening. You just bring your leg up and just point, flex, you know. That's a good idea. Okay, take a breath. All right, now I'm going to sit more to the front of the chair, and I'm going to pull it a little closer so I can actually put my leg in my couch. Now, if you're not in that situation, find anything. It could be a little stool. You know, if there's a person, you can have them kneel down, put your leg on their back. I'm just saying, I'm giving you ideas. But if I have it here, this is gonna get your attention, okay? So get however you need to so that you can rest your heel on something. It could be another chair, okay? So if you had another chair, you can put it right there. I have a couch, okay? Number one thing, open back. Lean against the back of the chair. Drop your chin. Now it's pretty extended. See that? And I'm going to use my hands. I'm going to go under the thigh. See that? I'm going to assist just a little right there. Okay? Now, if you want to do it without, good luck. This is one of those deceptive moves. I want to warn you. You will really use this part of your back and this part of your core. Help yourself. Open back, lean your shoulders into the chair, and bring that leg up and back down, up and back down. Okay? Breath. So it's right here. Use one hand or both, just to give a little assist. Okay? This is a really very effective exercise, but you've got to make it be effective. You don't just do one or two and drop it off and say, oh, yeah, that was, whew. No, no. See, my knee is a little bit bent. Don't do this with a straight leg. Then you pull your rib cage up. You're leaning into the chair. Put one hand underneath. Come up as high as you can. Point flex. There we have that point flex again. Take a breath. Okay, diaphragm out and in. Help yourself a little. But you want to get this to where it's shaking. Ah, right there. So this is my hip replace side. And I can tell you, I'm feeling this right here. That's what I want. Because we have to keep these muscles strong. But a lot of the moves that people do in classes to help you here is way too hard on the joints, etc. And I'm cautioning you to really hit good alignment. Don't let your rib cage come down into your belly button. Don't do that. Lift your rib cage back, drop your chin, take a breath. Exhale, inhale. Exhale as you lift, inhale. Exhale as you lift. Yes, I'm doing 2 or 3 sets. I'm doing 2 or 3 mini sets. You noticed I stopped and rest for several counts. And then I came back in and did 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Okay, now bring it back in. You should be feeling this, okay, right there in your quad. So you're going to come forward. You're going to do a counter move. So you're going to lean into your elbows and come forward. And I'm lifting my heels because, see, I'm pretending I'm fun size. So that means my feet can't touch the ground, see? See, I know about your perils of movement, but this is okay. See, my toes are down, my heels are up. Here I go. I'm going to go to the other leg. Breath. Open. Drop your shoulders. Bring your leg up. Put your heel on a chair in front of you. Put it on a bed. Put it on a couch. Whatever. One hand. I'm going to do this one so you can see what I'm doing. Say rib cage up again. And you're going to lift. Not super high, but you're going to lift the whole leg. Okay? This is a big deal for people with back issues. So if you set yourself up properly, this will help you to get stronger. It will help you to move because you're really drawing on these muscles and these muscles to help perpetrate this motion, okay, this movement. Breath, breath, yeah. So this is part of strength work. Now, if I had you do this, and you put a leg weight on, you might say, oh, I can't do this with a leg weight on. Good. Get to where you can do like 2 to 3 or 4 or 5 sets, meaning do 3 to 5. See how I'm stopping to rest once in a while? See that? But every time I stop, when I go back in to do my lift, what am I going to do? Drop my shoulders, rib cage up, lean back, lift, woo, breath, point flex, back down. Here we go. Point flex, back down, rib cage up, point flex, back down. Just 2 more. Breath, point flex, back down, rib cage up, breath. Here we go. Point flex, back down. So we did a specific move that used a lot of issues and pushed you to do body weight training. Yes, you can do that with a leg weight on, but don't be too quick to do it, especially if you have a diagnosis of osteoporosis in your back. Okay, stand, take a big deep breath. Yeah. Now I'm slowly meandering over here because I'm going to get my weights. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put some weights right here on our shoulders because I want weight load coming right down through the spine. Now, if you have two different kinds of weights, perfect. If you do not, one of the best ways I know is to go get you a bag of beans. It's probably good to change the beans out once in a while and use them, cook them up. But if you have a bag of beans here and you have another bag of rice or whatever here, it doesn't matter. I can tell you these are 4 pounds. It says right here, 4 pounds. See there? And I'll put one here and one here. So if I have no other way to get weight load, I will do that. So for me, I'm going to pick up a medium, going into medium weight, which is 10 pounds, 10 pounds. Okay? You get whatever pushes you and that you can manage, holding them right here. So that's where we're going to start. I'm going to put my little weight training gloves on because I will be gripping a weight. And I want to give my hands, my joints in my hands, a little support. Those of you who have pains anywhere in your hands, my guess is you have a little arthritis, you have previous injuries, etc., and they could use some support. One of the best ways I know is get you a good bike glove or a weight training glove, which is what I have here. Mine just are Velcro on, Velcro off, and I can grip and feel. Okay, you ready? So here's my weights, all right? Before I do anything with them, I want to see how that's rolling. See that? So I'm standing behind my chair because if I need to, I can lean into my chair a little. See that? Because we're going to do that toe lift thing. So let's do it with our weights beside us first so that we can kind of manage that. And here's what I want you to do. When you go up into your toe box, you're going to be wiggling all over. So get closer to your chair so that you don't do an excessive back extension right now. I want a pretty neutral spine. I want soft knees. But when I bring my heels up, okay, I'm going to keep my knees soft, okay? So I'm going to lean into the chair, and if I feel wonky, that's just enough support that lets me stay up here in my toe box. And so I can do touchdowns. I call them touchdowns. See here? I'm leaning into my chair with the front of my hip, you know, and depending on, whatever kind of chair you have, or you can even do this against the wall, okay? You can turn around and have your butt like this touch the wall. So you'll figure it out. See, I just want a light point of contact somewhere, because whenever I go into the heel up position, instead of turning and twisting my ankle all over the place to try to stay on balance, all I have to do is get close enough and I have a point of contact. Okay, this is just a little trick that I've learned to really utilize this extremely important move. And it is right in the whole program of Strong Men, Strong Women, Stay Young, which is an osteopreventative workout from Mayo Clinic, Miriam Nelson. Keep your knees soft. And see, because of that little point of contact right across my abdomen there of the chair, I'm able to stay into the toe box, and I'm lifting my body weight with 20 extra pounds hanging into my hands. See that? I want to keep my shoulders down. I want to keep my chin tucked. And I'm really going into that toe box. And I can tell you, I can feel it in my calves. Breath. Yeah, don't hold your breath. Breath. Keep that air coming. I want to see those bubbles. Okay? That's a scuba diving term. If you don't see bubbles, we got problems. Okay? Keep your knees soft. Okay? Keep your shoulders down. Yep. Just keep lifting those heels. You're into the toe box. You're into the toe box. You're into the toe box. Just 2 more. I got about 2 more. Boy, my calves are screaming. I don't know about yours. Okay. Come back. Pull one toe back. Release. Then pull the other toe back. See how I'm pulling that and I'm pushing my butt back? Yeah. That's a recovery. Okay. Keep your chin tucked. Take a breath. See how I'm just pulling my toe, turning and straightening my leg. One leg is bent, one leg is straight. See that? This is a great recovery. All right. Now, for those of you who are riding bikes, like Doris rides her bike, this is great stuff for your legs too, because you need some pedal power with your calves as well as quads. Okay. Take a big deep breath. All right. So I was into my toe box, correct? Now I'm going to be into my heels, all right? And I have the same weight here hanging down. Now, I'm going to change the trajectory. Here's the weights, 10 pounds, 10 pounds. I'm going to put them right there. Okie dokie. I'm just going to hang on to them, just keep them on my shoulders. Here is where, if you have a forward head syndrome, you may be in trouble. Because if you're constantly forward headed, it's going to be real hard to balance these weights. So this really is a test to see how far forward headed you are. So now I'm going to do this one a little different. I have the weight bearing down on me, correct? But now I'm going to turn this balance maneuver, which is toe heel lifting, into a strength training move. So I have these weights right here, right? So now my task is to go into my heel, okay? So I'm going to pull my toe up. One toe. Do you see that? So check all systems. What are all systems? Make sure your chin is tucked. Make sure your head's in retraction. Make sure your shoulders are down. Shoulder blades are in. You're breathing. Knees are soft. And this one, when you pull this leg up with an exaggerated toe lift, see, I'm tapping. See that? I'm pressing into the heel, but I'm doing an exaggerated toe lift. So instead of this being a test of balance, I am putting weight load right down my spine as I do repeated heel stand, but I'm doing it one leg at a time. This is very doable for people with joints replacing. Oh, it's just different. It's harder to move. But you got to figure out how to manage it. Now, right now, if you've been doing this tap, pulling the toe up, pressing onto the heel, straight leg, wow, you should be feeling it in your tibialis anterior muscles, your feet muscles. That's all that neuropathy thing. But I don't have to worry about losing my balance. See that? To do appreciable heel heel press, toe lift. So now I'm going to switch. I'm going to bring my elbows in. Okay? I'm going to still drop my shoulders. So if I drop my shoulders, they go in like they're supposed to. They don't overly go in. They just go in a little. Okay. Shift. Bring the other foot out. So you're on a heel. And you pull the toe. Okay, now really pull your tummy in, number one. Number two, soften your supportive leg. You can't do this with 2 straight legs, okay? The one that you're working, that one is straight. But the other one, the knee is soft, okay? So those of you with, feet issues, and it's hard feeling your feet, or if you have plantar fasciitis, wow, this is going to get you because it's working the opposite muscle to your calf, which is your tibialis anterior, which nobody ever thinks about when they're getting their calves rubbed out and they're like, oh, I didn't know my calves are so sore. Well, the tibialis anterior is part of that whole movement spectrum, okay? It's just we don't think about it. So right now, I have not been doing this toe tapping quickly. I've been being very constant, and I can tell you, if you're doing this right, you should be feeling the front tibialis anterior going, I don't know, I'm trying to make it come up, but it's not coming. That's called fatiguing. It's fatiguing. Yay! That's what I'm trying to do for you right now. Okay, just two more taps. Breath, breath, breath. One more. And bring it back down. Okay? Now I still have this weight load right here coming down on me. See that? So I'm just going to walk around my chair again. I'm going to ambulate around my chair. And I'm not going to do that forward head, where am I walking move. I want to keep my chin tucked and then turn and go opposite. Do not lean out. And actually, if you have weights on your shoulders, it's very difficult for you to lean out. So that's why I'm trying to show you that by putting a weight load on your shoulders, making yourself kind of hold balance with a weight load so you can't lean out, you glance. See, you just glance with your eyes. Okay, now I'm going to just grab the weights, bring them down, and I'm going to put them right in my little holster. And I'm going to change the weight load. Okay, but before I pick anything up, I'm going to take a little break. So what's that? It's out here, and then it's hug yourself. Yes. And if you can hug yourself and put your fingertips back here where your shoulder blades are, that's what I want you to do. Now, some of you will be saying, goodness, Jeannie, my arms are not that long. And I would say, you're right. The only one that has long arms that I can think of right now is probably Doris out there. But you're hugging yourself. But here's the thing. I want you to drop your shoulders while you're doing this crossover. Now, open them back. Take a breath. When I say take a breath and you notice that your shoulders are coming up, stop yourself. Take a breath and blow that diaphragm up. Then push the diaphragm and you'll feel the air come back. Okay? All I'm doing is diaphragmic breathing. It's no big mystery. Any good singing person who does breathing exercises does diaphragmic breathing. So talk to one of them, they'll say, oh yeah, they'll show you. It's a thing. Okay, push, see, breathe in, push, blow out. So why am I emphasizing this so much today? Well, osteoporosis people who are, their bones are disintegrating and changing their positioning tend to get into this kind of a thing. It's hard to take a deep breath, okay? It's hard to take a deep breath when your lungs are getting all scrunched, all right? So that's why lining up is so important. Drop your shoulders, okay? Pull your chin in and back, retract. This is protraction. This is retraction. They both have their place. You should be able to do both of them. The problem is we live our whole life protracted out here, and then it does this. We don't want that. So retract, teeth together, rib cage up. Then when you breathe, that diaphragm can expand and then push it in tight and blow out. So proper breathing does more for your stomach and abdomen than anything else. So much more than sit-ups. It's a research thing. Okay. I just had to digress there and explain why I do some of the shenanigans that I do. Okay. There's a reason generally. Okay, so I'm going to stand right here. Before I put my weight loads again, I'm going to do body load. So again, I'm doing some of the very basic moves of strong women, strong men, stay young. And this is an adduction and an abduction. Okay, so I'm going to go out with my leg like this, and I'm going to pull it in. Okay, I'm taking the time to break this down to help you do it properly. Okay, when you go to lift it out, it's like anything else. I'm going to drop my shoulders. I steady myself right here. Do not lean. Do not do that. Okay, tight tummy. All right. My toes are pretty forward, kind of like walking, okay? So if you walk like a duck, you're going to have a problem with this move, okay? So it's just like you're walking. See that? Straight forward. Soften your supporting leg, which is the one closest to where the chair is. And now this toe comes up. There you have that tibialis innervated or working. Bring the toe up, but the toe is forward. Now, some of you will say, well, how far do I go? The short answer is, how far can you go? Well, then don't go any further than that. Anyway, keep your toe forward. Do not turn the hip, okay? And when you go as far as you can, leading with your heel, it will tell you. And yeah, you'll lean in here a little, but I want you to fight it. Don't lean in a lot. Bend the knee more, okay? Bring the toe up, the one that's going to work. Then you come up here with a straight leg, and you'll feel it right here. It's going to tell you, whoa, whoa, right there. See that? And then you bring it in. So you bring it all the way in. So this is abduction and adduction. That's those two terms. How do you remember them? Abduction goes away from your body. Add, or adding to your frame, is adduction. Okay? See, whoever knew. Take a breath. No, you don't have to know it, but you're going to hear those terms. Those are important moves. See this? This is an important move to be able to continue to do with your hips, with your abdomen, with your back, that is supportive of it. And I'm weight loading my supportive leg right now. And if you do this one to 30 repetitions, and I know it will discourage some of you who really have the big S on your forehead, meaning slug. I'll say 3 sets of 10. Okay, don't do 30. Don't do 30. Do 3 sets of 10. How's that? I can see Kathy rolling her eyes right now. I can see. Hang on, don't lean. Don't lean excessively. Keep leading with the heel. Lead with the heel. Lead with the heel. Keep your knee soft. Toe is raised, but it doesn't lead. The heel leads on this, okay? Now let me give you this thought as we're working at those 30. I don't know, I may not do 30, but I think I'm at 15 maybe, I don't know. Take a breath. Take a breath. Every time you lift, exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Don't get freaked out about which is which on this. Just do it. Just inhale, exhale, or exhale, inhale, whichever you like. Okay, so think about this while you're doing these repetitions. Think of this if you had a 5-pound weight. Let's not even go to 10. Let's say 5-pound weight on your ankle. Oh my goodness. Everything changes, right? Now just cross over like this. See this? You will totally release everything that's too tight on the other side, because I just held myself in that position. See, I just did this. See that? Just bring it over here like this. Put your toe down. Yeah, stretches all this out. No problem whatsoever. Feel good? Yeah. Do it a couple of times if you need to. Okay, I'm ready for the other side. So now, I call this the working leg. I should say the moving leg, because actually this is the one that's really doing the work. If you had a leg weight on, yeah, you'd start feeling it a lot more in here. However, those of us with hips replaced, knees replaced, we have osteoporosis, etc. I want you to do this move. Get very used to doing this and try that 3 sets of 10, okay? You might even try 6 sets of 5. That's a novel thought. I can do math. Okay, don't lean excessively. Number 1, soften your knee, rib cage up, pull your toe up. You're going to straighten the leg, and you're going to come right out here to the side. See this? Yeah, so this is one of the very ones, and as a matter of fact, I'm doing this so you can see me. If you wanted to do it like this, that would be perfectly fine. Okay, both hands, whatever works for you. But what you must do is lead with your heel. Okay, so this is your abduction and adduction. And how far do you go? If you have your heel leading with your toe almost turned in to the midline, you will only be able to go up so far. That's just the way we move. And then think about that weight. Oh my goodness. So now you're putting quite a bit of pressure into the other leg. Don't get sloppy and don't go too quick. Okay? Breath. Inhale, exhale. Yes. Breath. Keep your shoulders down. Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. Keep that toe in. And your heel is leading. Take a breath. Take a breath. Just do 2 more. Breath and breath. Put it here. Cross over. See there? Put your toe down just like that. Totally releases this right here. Yeah? Feels better, doesn't it? I know. Take a big breath. Bring it back. Okay, see how it's feeling. If it's still tight, do it again. Okay, so all of these moves are moves that are specifically given on physical therapy for foot neuropathy. Okay, to help foot neuropathy. We're doing a lot of toe lifting, heel, toe standing. We've weight loaded already. And now we're going to come in and finish some of the upper body work that we need to do, because we've been working a lot in through here, right? Take a breath. Bring your hands right here. Just do like a clap. See that? Do this move right here. Okay? So this is, again, adduction and abduction, isn't it? There we go. There you have it again. Okay? We just don't think of this. Now, I'll tell you who thinks of it. People that have had or has shoulder issues, they think about this move because they know that once they go past about this point right here, oh my goodness, the shoulder issues begin. So never move past pain. That's number one. Let's just put that out there. All right. But with that said, you want to gently help yourself do an abduction and an adduction with your arms. And you might have little clickings and stuff like. Check in with yourself, see if you can come to here, then go back down. And at the whole time that I'm going through this whole move with your shoulder, do you know what I'm doing with my feet? You may not see it. I'll move back so you can see. I'm gently pressing into the toes. Then I'm gently rocking back to the heels. See? Not a lot, but a little. My knees are soft. I just don't go very big because I'm primarily working upper body now, okay? So as I do this kind of a move, if I have a trick shoulder, if I have a delicate shoulder, I will lean it on top of the other one, and I will let it just carry the arms until I can get to where I can come into this level. See that? So this is the same thing as some of the moves that we do, and many of you have done in physical therapy. Okay, this is a tricky one because it's the height that we have to be careful of. Usually they'll start with rolling out, okay? So this is a rolling out abduction. So see, you're adding your hands, you're taking away the hands. So that's another abduction. The shoulder is a marvelous joint, but it can get screwed up really quickly. So back again, and then rotate out again. Now let me just tell you where I'm going with this, okay? Stay with me because we're coming into the end. Take a breath, shoulders are down. See the rolling? And then we come in, and then we come up, and then we use our one hand to help. What if you did this whole thing with a lightweight? Ah, that's what I want you to do. Okay, so I'm going to go down here. Instead of going way up into 15 pounds, I'm going to go down into a 5 pound. Okay, so I just have more of a lightweight because many of you out there have shoulder issues. You do not want to put heavy weights on. In fact, some of you may elect to do this whole thing at the end of the class here with no weight. Maybe with just a very light weighted ball. Maybe you put a weighted ball in your hand or a ball of any sort. Okay, so here I am. All right, and what am I going to do first? I'm going to do adduction and abduction. As I rock heel to toe, my knees are soft, okay? And I'm rocking heel to toe. I'm not going much. And as I do that, I'm going to just bring my elbows up as far as I can with a weight. So that means I have to keep my shoulders down. That means I have to keep my rib cage up because it's very important that I work properly with my shoulder joint. So that means my shoulders have to be down, they're supporting, and then you get your hand, meaning your wrist, and your elbow to go in the same line. See that? Now, the mistake that some of you will make as you're getting into this move is you will pull your hands higher and drop your elbows like this. We want them to be in the same plane. See, we're tucking them in. So we're abducting out, then we're tucking them in, adducting, okay? See, I never knew that I was doing all these wonderful mechanical moves whenever I was helping my granny in Arkansas, my Granny Mac, to help her with the turkey, and I was playing around with that naked turkey, the wings. See, I was pulling the wings out and pulling it in. See, I started my profession right there. I'm like, oh, this is how the wings work. Mind you, my granny had just plucked that turkey. Yes, I remember all that. Woo! Take a breath. I mean, that's just how we did things down there in Arkansas. Here we go. See, I've done a lot of abduction now, haven't I? I haven't gone really hard. I haven't gone really heavy. If I could only go to here, I'm going to go to there. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep my shoulders down. And I'm rocking. I'm bringing my heels up. I'm bringing my toes up. I'm bringing my heels up. I'm bringing my toes up. See, I'm doing this constantly while I do this move. And I can tell you, you'll start sweating, okay? But don't lift your shoulders. Don't lift your shoulders. You may not be able to go very high, but keep your palms headed down. See how my palms are down? Yeah. Take a breath. Bring them right there, okay? Take a breath. Bring them in now. Bring them open. Bring them in right to your chest and bring them open. Bring them in. Bring them open. Now those shoulder blades are coming in and out. Okay, but the shoulders themselves are down. And I'm still going from heels to toes with the knee soft. So that has a tendency to wake up your whole leg, especially your feet when you're doing this kind of a stance. And you're rocking. And you're doing that toe up, toe down. And you can do the toe flex anytime, anywhere. But what we just did was we did it with a weight load. See? That is what you want to do pretty much every day to start getting all that circulation back in some neuropathy